Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am going to be doing my makeup today, and we are just going to be chit-chatting about makeup brands. If you don't know me, then you should know that I buy a lot of makeup, and I am not a responsible makeup buyer. I want to come out and say that all together. I don't look into brands the way I probably should. I don't look into companies the way I should. I don't look into owners the way I should. I don't look into how the makeup is made the way I should. Like, I am not a responsible makeup buyer. Like, I'll buy whatever looks pretty. That's actually my problem. I will buy whatever looks pretty, and I really don't look deeper into things. But if something catches my eye that is just off, I usually either will come on here and say it, or I'll make it known that I'm not buying this product because X, Y, and Z. So the reason why I want to come here today is I want to say you makeup brands are not slick, because Kenya said something about you guys a year ago. I said something about these makeup brands a year ago, and the thing I said is these makeup brands don't hire black people. These makeup brands don't hire black people, and they don't hire black people on purpose. They purposefully do not hire black people, but they want black people to buy their product. So there's this idea to start. We have to start with what the makeup industry is. There's this idea that black people don't buy stuff. There's this idea that black people don't buy stuff, or if black people buy stuff, they buy stuff in like niche, like they're like niche buyers. They don't really overall consume makeup, and we know that's a lie. And these companies know that that is a lie. But these companies are built on a racist backbone. I'll be the one to say it since no one else does. These companies have a racist backbone. They have a racist foundation, and that is why they don't put products for black people. That's why they do not make products for people who are Kenya shade and darker, because they do not want those types of people to be the face of their company. They do not want the type of people who are dark skinned to be the face of their company. They don't want those to be the people who buy their stuff. They would rather people who are white be the face of their company. They would rather be a popular white brand than be a popular black brand. Don't nobody want to be a popular black brand. And we know that to be the case because whenever black people start to like things, people immediately just assume it's just a black brand, and no one wants to be seen as a black brand. And that comes with all types of anti-blackness in and of itself. How even black companies don't want to be seen as black companies, but white companies, when you're seen as a white company, because there's several companies that are seen as white companies to me. Almay is seen as a white company to me. It Cosmetics is seen as a white company to me. So there's plenty of companies to me that are just seen as white people companies. Like, you know, they ain't really checking for black people like that, and it's okay. Like, whatever, do what you got to do, right? So there's several companies like that, and no one has any problem getting considered to be that. No one has any problem. But the minute you get considered a black company, even black-owned companies don't want to be black companies, because everyone knows that comes with its own thing. So no one wants to be a black company. Therefore, these companies don't like it, did not like it when black people basically use their products or put their products on a forefront, or they were okay with it as long as there was white people making it all better, like, you know, evening it out. But anyways, let's get into why we are here today, and it's that these companies don't hire black people. These companies don't hire black people. So now we get into the social media space. We get into the social media space where pretty much social media sells a majority of the makeup that is on the market right now, right? That's what I believe. I think a majority of the makeup is sold because of social media. Of course, you still got your mama and, you know, your aunties who will go into a makeup counter, or they'll go into a drugstore, or they'll go into a MAC, or they'll go into a Sephora and just pick up what they like, or pick up what the lady at the counter told them, of course. But when it comes to people who buy makeup in influx, who collect makeup, they are getting all of their recommendations from social media. Therefore, the need for black people to show off your product has become something that is very, very important, because these black creators have huge fan basis, and you want them to buy your stuff, because we've seen now black people have a big, they have a big presence on social media. So if you want your product to do well, you need black people to talk about your product. Even if you don't want black people to buy it, you want them to talk about your product, because if they talk about your product, it will be all over the place. And no one wants this product that they put all this money into to just come and go. No one wants their product to come and go like a lot of products do. So they know, let's get black people to talk about our products, and then we will get the sales that we want. So now we see people trying to commodify black people, basically trying to commodify black people's anger. So that's where you get these companies only putting out about 4 shades. They'll put out 4 shades and only maybe 1 is for black people. That's how they try to commodify your anger. They want you to be upset, but you're still talking about them. But that's another story for another day, how people are commodifying black anger. I want to talk about these brands who try to pretend to be woke. That is where we are today. These brands who pretend to be woke. These brands who pretend like they down for the cause, and then you pull the Carfax, and none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. So what got me on this is, I would say from the year 2017, actually since Fenty Beauty dropped with their 50 Shades, you saw an influx of makeup brands begin to have a bunch of shades, of makeup, Morphe came out with ridiculous amounts of shades that were like green. Like, all these companies who never cared about black people before had all of these shades, and we care about black people, But before Rihanna, this was not the case. If they didn't come out with enough shades and people were like, hey, your company doesn't have enough shades, they would say, well, we did this for the girls, around the winter, everyone will be able to run. They'll come up with all types of excuses, or they wouldn't care. That was the biggest one. These companies just would not care. If you don't have a shade in their makeup line, well, that's just too damn bad. What they supposed to do? Care? They supposed to care about dark-skinned girls? Do you think they're supposed to care about dark-skinned girls? They said, get out my face. They said, move around. That is what these makeup companies told dark-skinned girls. Move around. Go find something else to do. Go find something else to go play with. Go find something else to put on your face. We don't care. But Fenty Beauty came, and Fenty Beauty had the Carfax. They had the receipts that proved if you made products for black women are going to buy them. For literally a year, the darkest shades in the Fenty Beauty foundation line were sold out. For months. The darkest shades in that line were sold out. And the girls took notes. Look at this eye. The girls took notes, and all of a sudden, they wanted to be part of the gang. Which, okay. Maybe it took you too long to get on the bandwagon, but now that you're here, you want to be a part, and you want to play. And who am I? If you want to change, if you want to be different, who am I? Am I going to call you out for, yeah, you're not slick, we know how you used to brand, but if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But Kenya knew from the very beginning there was something sketchy about this. And you want to know why I knew there was something sketchy? Because of the way these brands went about it. I asked myself, do these brands hire black people? I'm going to be honest. The first brand that had me side-eyeing was Too Faced. When Too Faced brought in Jackie Aina to do the Born This Way foundation, which I bought 2 shades of that, so this is no shade against Jackie, because I bought 2 shades to support Jackie. I bought chai and spice rum to support Jackie, because I support her in all of her endeavors. So yeah, I was like, this is strange, because I didn't like the marketing campaign. I didn't like the campaign that we brought in this influencer to teach us how to make shades for darker girls, because it had me thinking, where the Negroes at? Where are the Negroes who work in your company? Where are the black people who work in your company? Like, of course, Jackie Aina can come come in. Of course, that is great. That is a great collab. But why do you need her to come in there and show y'all how to do foundation? That seems, there are people, and that's my problem. Wait a minute. Side note, that's my problem. The idea that there are not black people in the beauty community, and I'm not talking about on social media, black people who make it their job to cultivate colors, to cultivate shades, to cultivate products. Like, there are black people who do this, who this is their job. So this idea that only the influencers on YouTube care about makeup or a part of makeup bothered me, because I'm like, I know there are several hundreds of black people who would love to have a full-time job at Too Faced creating products for black people. So what is your point? I know what you were trying to do. Jackie Aina sells. Jackie Aina and all of these influencers sell. All of these influencers, because Too Faced wasn't the only person who did this. Several companies brought in black influencers to do things under the guise of, we're getting more educated on how to do things. But I'm like, if you hired the people in the first place, then you wouldn't have to bring in the influencers. But I don't want this to turn into Kenya has a problem with people bringing in influencers. No, I want all those girls who did makeup, foundation collabs to get everything in the world. Everything in the world. That's not the problem. I'm saying they're being disingenuous. These makeup companies were being disingenuous. No, you brought in all of these well-known social media stars to sell your products. You put their face on things to sell your products, because if caring about black people is what really matter, and this isn't a Too Faced thing, because Too Faced could perfectly have several black people who work for them. I didn't like the marketing campaign of that campaign. That was basically, we need help learning how to make black people shades. We launched an entire foundation already, and black people were an afterthought, but now let's bring in someone and they'll teach us how to do this. No. Because if you had the black people in the right spaces to begin with, which you could have had the right black people in those spaces to begin with, it would have just been a fun collab with Jackie. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that have been fun? So, I say this to say, now that they're doing the pull-up thing where we're asking these makeup brands to show how many black people work for you, and the receipts are speaking for themselves. The receipts are speaking for themselves. Long story short, there is no black people to be found. In most of these companies, there are no black people to be found. And what did I say? What did I say from the beginning? You should not have to bring in influencers to teach you to care about blackness. I knew you were lying. I knew you were lying because you would have, if caring about blackness was your MO, you would have hired black people. And I'm talking about full-time black people. No, you knew who would sell your products, having whose face on what it would sell, and that's why you did it. You didn't actually care about black people. And that is what Kenya was always trying to say. It wasn't hate on any of the girls who were doing these things. Of course not. I literally, hold up, let me pull my receipts. My chai one is at my mom's house. I have the foundation that Jackie Aina did. Literally, she created Spice Rum, and I have chai. So I have the shades, of course, because I'm going to go up for Jackie regardless. It's this idea that that's not enough. Collabing with people who are going to give you sales is not enough. And this is I'm kind of picking on Too Faced, but I don't want to pick on Too Faced because actually of all the companies, when it comes to looking at like what they did after they collaborated with Jackie, they've probably done the best. Like they collaborated with a black person and did better. Is it good? No. And then Too Faced gets canceled for all other reasons. Okay, Too Faced got way more skeletons in a closet, child. So if you don't support Too Faced, there's way more reasons than not caring about black people that you could cancel Too Faced for, child. Anyways, and that was my problem. Because I sat here and said, okay, I see when this whole little let's come out with all these foundation things happen. I said to myself, this is cute. This is really cute. But how long, number one, is this going to go on? How long are y'all going to fake pretend like y'all care about black people? How long are y'all going to do that? How long are y'all going to care about black people? How long are you going to care about putting out shades with black people and collabing with black people? How long are you going to care? And then, lo and behold, they don't, because after they did their little collabs, or after they did their 50 foundation, let's get off collabs, after they did their little 50 foundation shades, after they did all of this stuff, there was no black people on your teams. Why does it take black people being upset about us dying in the streets for you to then realize you need to hire black people? But for the past 2 years, you've been acting like you care about black people. That is what is annoying. That is what's annoying. And it's annoying when you love to buy makeup. I love to buy makeup. Not even that good at it. Love to buy makeup though. I do. And I'm going to keep buying makeup because I love to do makeup. But it's annoying when you have to think about the fact that there ain't no black people who work at your company. And everything makes sense now. Everything makes sense now. Like, of course, there's no black people who work at your company. You be having 3 shades. You be having 3 shades that are made for dark girls. 3 shades. And that's a reach. That is a reach. People, there has still barely been adequate bronzers for dark skinned girls. Like, barely there is adequate bronzers for dark skin. Like, they don't make, like, that's what I don't think y'all realize. They don't make bronzers for dark skinned girls. Like, they don't make them. They don't make bronzers for girls that are my shade and darker. They don't do it. As I put on a bronzer right now, but I'm actually not even using a bronzer. I'm using the darkest shade in the Fit Me powder by Maybelline. That's what I'm using as a bronzer. I use the darkest shade and I put it, and because it's dark, I put it around the perimeter as a bronzer. And I literally had to use this up until they eventually came out. I am able to scrape by. I am able to scrape by using this mahogany from Anastasia. Hoola by Benefit just came out with a darker shade. Mind you, this has been out forever. They finally came out with a shade. By the way, if you are even a smidge darker than me, and I mean a smidge, if I'm using certain foundation, maybe a redder foundation, I can't use these shades. I can't use any of these shades I'm talking about if I'm like slightly darker. So like when we get deep into summer, or we ever allowed to go back outside, some of these shades I wouldn't even be able to use. So if you are a smidge darker than me, you won't be able to use these. Like, they don't make bronzers for dark skinned girls. So now that Fenty put out her foundation, all of a sudden y'all care, but y'all don't really care. You don't really care because after the fact, none of you, and I mean none of you, even tried to make products for darker girls. After you guys did your collabs with people, after you did all of this, you don't, but you have no problem sending PR to the black girls in the beauty community or wanting them to promote your products, but you don't make products for girls who aren't them. My point is, you only care about the black girls who can make you money, but you don't care about the everyday black girl that these influencers fight for. People like Alyssa Ashley, people like Jackie Aina, people like the YouTube channel Too Much Mouth. People like these girls who fight for darker girls, who fight for girls. Y'all don't care about the people they fight for. You just care about them. And some of y'all don't even care about them, quiet as is cat. Like, y'all only care about them, but you don't care about the people they constantly fight for every single day, because those people can make you money. But we, people like Kenya, can't. I can't do nothing for you, right? It's annoying. It is annoying. But that don't change the fact that I still want my girls on YouTube to get their dollar bills. I have no problem. I understand why they accept them. Of course I understand why they accept them. I'm blaming these brands for not doing more because I know all of these. I know Jackiana has pushed these companies to do more. I know she has. I know she has. And I believe she put up a tweet not too long ago, like maybe a year ago or something, and she said Too Faced has been committed to diversity. So that's good on Too Faced. If that's good. If I'm remembering that tweet, well, I could be wrong, child. Anyways, that is the end of my video. Yeah, I got setting spray all over my face. And when it calms down, I guess my blush will look less blushy. I don't know. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.